Hi, I hope your day is good so far. So today we're going to talk about why you need to be pre-approved and have the letter before going out and look at houses. And I also am going to touch a little bit on what items do you need in order to put an offer in front of the seller for the seller to really consider it. So the reason you want to be pre-approved and actually have the letter in your hands before you go out and see houses in person is because chances are you will find a house you fall in love with. It may happen on your first trip, it may happen on your second trip, but it will happen. And you will want to put an offer on that house. If you don't have the letter and if you're not ready to put an offer on that house, chances are somebody else liked it as well. And while you're waiting to be pre-approved by a loan officer, which will take several days, the house may be gone. And the reason that it may take days is because now the guidelines are so strict that the lenders have to do their due diligence by checking your credit, by requiring you to submit paperwork and looking at that paperwork. And so a good loan officer will not give you a letter without doing all of that, which takes days. And you don't want to be working with a loan officer who does not do it and just approves you. In fact, I don't even know of any who will do that. And so you want to have that letter ready to go. The other thing I wanted to touch in today's video was what you need to put an offer in front of the seller for the seller to seriously consider it. So you need the contract itself, and we're going to go over the things that we can do to make that contract strong, not just the price, but other items. You also need that letter to be attached to the contract, and you also need an earnest money deposit. Now that is a check. You write a check and it goes to the escrow account only when your contract is accepted and ratified. And the reason that we have it, and it's a requirement actually, is you are basically putting money into an escrow account, and if something throughout the process, between the contract acceptance and settlement happens and you change your mind without a good reason, and after all the contingencies are removed, which again I'm going to describe and explain in some videos later on, but if you just on a whim decide not to buy the house without any reason, you lose that money. Why do the sellers require it? Because they want to make sure you are serious, you are in the process, you are invested into this contract, and you're not going out and putting contracts and offers on 10 houses at the same time. And if and sellers can go after that money if you are in default. Now it's very clearly stated in the contract what constitutes default on your part. Don't worry, you have ways out. So, and we will go over them. You have at least 3-4 ways out of the contract if something happens and you no longer feel that this is your house. So but that earnest money deposit has to be attached to the contract itself. Now, in terms of the amount, usually I tell buyers that ideal amount is about 2% of the sales price. Now, it's up to the buyer. Agents cannot dictate the amount. And sometimes if the amount is low, seller will counter. Seller will say, well, we like your offer, but we would like you to put a little bit more into that escrow account. That happens, and it happens often. So to show the seller that you are a serious buyer and you really want their house and you have the funds in your account to actually be able to buy a house, you want to give them as much as possible. That money is not going anywhere. When you go to settlement, it is applied towards your down payment or closing costs. So, and even in some situations where there is zero down payment and closing costs, we negotiate for closing costs to be paid by the seller. Sometimes the buyers don't even need to bring to settlement anything, and they get that money back. But the more you are able to put in that deposit, the better, the stronger your contract is. So that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about in this video. And keep coming back and keep watching these videos and educating yourself, and you'll be ready to go. I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.